Hey everyone. So this week is all about intimacy and relationships. And I would say that probably we've taught you everything already. So all the skills you've learned over the last few weeks are basically coming back up in this very week. Just we're going to put them into the relational. So whatever you've learned, whether that's the centering, whether that's the 4 elements, whether that's the cycles, has hopefully aided you in gaining a deeper sense of yourself, of your own patterns and ability to tune in with your states. Now, this week we'll look at how that applies in a relational context. And I believe everything is relational in this world. Whether you relate to your parent, whether you relate to your spouse, whether you relate to a friend, your lover, your animals, the world around you. So everything we've learned, we can bring into that. Instead of keeping it with ourselves, remember that embodied intelligence model, we're moving into the side of the awareness of another and how we affect other people and how we are affected by other people. And I would say that this field of intimacy and relationship is also quite broad. And anything from various movement practices that are done in relationship with another, with a partner, to the entire field of sensuality and sexuality, that side of intimacy, but also the emotional, and then the communication tools and methods like authentic relating, circling, can be beautiful aids to improve how we relate and to allow us to drop into more intimate connections. And the first connection I would start with is really the connection to self. So while cultivating all this beautiful self-awareness over the last few weeks, I want to encourage you to also bring in a sense of how much can you allow all of that to be present and make friends with it and welcome it. And yes, maybe not all of it is something that you want to keep doing in your life. And we have this awareness and choice. But to become intimate with something is a first step. So the self-awareness we've been talking about, or the awareness of body and emotions and thought, to take that one level deeper. And instead of just noticing and bringing the awareness there, to go a step further into really embracing it, being with it, letting it be there before we change anything. What would that look like? So we could do a mini meditation right now with that. So notice your body. Classical, feel your bum on the chair. Notice any sensations, anything you do, any contractions in the body, any tingling, the temperature, the breath. The entirety of that. Before you go to changing anything, let's say there's a contraction in your stomach, can you simply observe that? Can you really be with it? And then let's move up to the level of the emotions as well. And notice if there's a tone or a flavor of any emotion present right now. And this could be linked to the sensations. It could be there's a contraction in my stomach and I notice anger, or there's a heaviness on my chest and I notice sadness, or it could be tingling in my body and excitement. Whatever it is, how much can you welcome that? Not judge it, but approach it with a curious eye, curious gaze. And then also your thoughts, the mind. What is happening there? Can you simply observe them without judging them as good or bad, or I shouldn't, I should? So intimacy doesn't necessarily need to be sensuality, sexuality. It could be merely getting really close with your experience. And very subtle, very granular. If you want to expand and keep doing this for a longer period of time, you can do this later on. Right now, come back with your attention. Open your eyes if they were closed. So within the field of intimacy and relationships, there's so many practices, beautiful practices that can help us carry what we've learned in this course as well into the world and into the relational field. And we'll be mentioning a few more, like authentic relating and circling, and you'll have the opportunity to try something out as well. But in the end, it starts with ourselves and it returns back to ourselves each and every time. And that's why I love the image of the mirror so much, and using relationship and the relational as a mirror to inform myself of how I am. On a state level, how do others respond to me? Or on a pattern-based long-term level, what kind of relationships am I getting into? What does that tell me? And then again, how do I want all of that to be? And that's where the tools come in, and these wonderful modalities of various relating techniques, intimacy practices. I'm very excited to share more in the live sessions as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing you.